everyone, this is Siddhi Pandey from 12th Standard Sunbeam School and College. Today I am here to explain about the topic element, mixtures and compound of class 6. Okay, so first of all let us understand what is an element. Element is the simplest form of any matter. For example, if I say that, let us take an example of element that is gold. So why it is called as an element? Let us first understand it. Gold is an element because in every particle of gold, only one particle is present, that is gold. So that is why it is called as element. Moreover, it is same throughout. So the one property of element is that it is same throughout. The property is same entirely. Now let us take another example of element, let us say the copper. The symbol is C. Now, as everybody knows that elements have some symbols. Now, why are symbols given to elements? Can the work be done without giving the symbols to the element? So, obviously the answer is no. Because if we give the symbol to the element, it will take a less time to represent them. For example, if I have to do any experiment, any observation, then I have to mention the full name, that is gold, which will take some particular time. But if I know the symbol of the copper, for example, if I have to write copper, it is for sure going to take some time. But if I know the symbol, I do not have to mention the entire name. So that is the example of using the symbol for any element. And that is the significance of it. Now let us understand about mixtures. What are mixtures? See, mixtures are something that is not same throughout. It can be heterogeneous and homogeneous. Now the name has come, so let us understand what are mixtures and what are the types of mixtures. Mixture, for example, as everybody have heard, sugar and water. Sugar plus water is an example of a mixture. Now let us understand why it is called as a mixture. Sugar and water, if we mix water, which is called as a solvent, also it's a universal solvent, and sugar, which is a solute, when we dissolve sugar in amount of water, then we will form a mixture. Now let us understand the types of a mixture. So we have two types of mixture, that is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So let us understand what is homogeneous mixture and what is heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture, first let us understand this by word. Homo means same. So homogeneous mixture is the mixture in which the phase is same throughout. Also, if I say in a simpler words, so homogeneous mixture is that mixture in which you cannot separate the mixture. It does not have any visible boundaries. What do I mean by visible boundaries? See, sugar plus water is an example of homogeneous mixture. Now let me tell you why is the example of homogeneous mixture and why not the heterogeneous mixture. So homogeneous mixture means the phase is same throughout. So when we dissolve sugar in a particular amount of water, what do we see? Sugar after some time gets particularly dissolved in the water. So that is why it is called homogeneous. That means we cannot separate it by just saying by manually, right? So homo means same and genus means mixture. And then we have heterogeneous mixture. Hetero, let us understand by the word hetero. Hetero means different. Heterogeneous mixture is that mixture in which the boundaries are clearly visible. For example, let me take an example, that is sand and water. If I mix a particular amount of sand in the water, what do I get to see? So sand is not completely dissolved in the water. That is why it has some visible boundary of separation, and it can be separated by manually, for example, stirring or anything else. So that is why it is called as a heterogeneous mixture, where hetero means different. So understand by the names only, homogeneous means the same, mixture which do not have any visible boundary of separation, and heterogeneous mixture is that mixture which is different throughout and have a visible boundary of separation. Now this was particular about the mixture. Now let us come to the compound. So what is a compound? Let us first understand. So compound is anything that is formed by the group of elements. Now compound, if we have studied element, we have known what is the element, what are the types of it, what is the significance of using a symbol for any element. Now we can understand compound very well, because compound elements are the substitute of compound. Now what do you mean by substitute? Substitute means the part, a particular part. Now why am I saying that elements are the substitute of compound? See, because elements, if we join a group of elements, makes compound. So group of elements makes compound. Now let me take an example. For example, we have an element which is hydrogen and we have another element which is oxygen. If we combine both of these, what we will get? H2O. H2O is a particular compound. Now compound are something which are the group of element as we have studied earlier. But what are the significance or what are the properties of a compound? Let us understand that. If compounds are formed from the group of elements, then especially they do not have the same property from their constituent amount. Let us see, if this is hydrogen and this is oxygen and this is water, H2O. So hydrogen has some property, as everybody knows, and oxygen has some property. But does H2O have the same property as hydrogen and oxygen? Answer is no. Why? Because compounds are group of mixture, but they do have their own properties. Point to note that they do have their own property and they have a different property from the constituent element. Then the compounds are constituted in a particular ratio. Let us see H2O. If we see the ratio of the compound, we will see 2:1, 2:8 by mass. So the ratio of a compound is 2:8 by mass. So this was pretty much about element, mixture and compound. I hope you all like this video. Thank you so much and have a great day. Thank you.